Welcome to What the Fuck Life podcast. Black History Monday, part 4. How are you? I'm Gigi Nero, your hostess. I'm feeling much better from previous weeks. Family, once again, I have to pick up my mom from the airport. You know what happened the last time I had to pick her up? My car broke down. I had to call all over creation to find a ride to pick her up. But I told you all about that in episode 1 of this show. Before my mom left this time, we sort of had this conversation. All right, Mama, I'm going to get you safely and on time to the airport. The airplane is going to get you to your destination safely without any problems, okay? Now, on your way back, someone is going to get you to the airport on time. The airplane is going to get you to your destination safely and on time. I will be there in my car on time to pick you up. And then she's like, I hope so. And I'm like, Mama, you're messing up my pep talk. Then she rolled her eyes. So, Mama, we have a plan. The plan is going to work to our advantage. We are praying for no incidents which will result in your safe return home. Are you with me? She looked at me impatiently. Okay, break. We are champions. Like we were in a football huddle ready to pummel the opposing team. So I'm releasing this great thing called Just Listen, an audio biography of Gigi Nero on Thursday the 29th. It'll be on my website, but I'll post the official link on Facebook on my page, on What the Fuck Life page and group. Make sure you follow those to keep informed on what I'm doing. So as you know, the 29th makes this year leap year. So I had the idea of releasing something on that day, so why not, just listen. Take a leap and talk about yourself and your music. Give it a try. Someone might just listen. Okay, on with the show. Carter G. Woodson, the father, the creator of Negro History Week, which later became Black History Month in 1976. He announced in 1926 that, hey, Negroes need some type of recognition here and now. We contributed so much to this country and we go unnoticed. So we're going to have Negro History Week, the second week of February, coinciding with Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass's birthdays. You dig? It's going to happen. All we've done in this country, y'all act like we ain't did shit. We did shit. A lot of us died doing shit. We created new ways of doing shit because your way wasn't working anymore. Y'all better recognize us. Why don't you pick your cotton with your hands? That's what I thought. Nah, I'm bugging. He didn't say that last part. He didn't really say all of that, but kind of close to it though. Carter's parents were slaves, but he was born free in 1875, just about 10 years after slavery on the plantation supposedly ended. But think about the cotton gin for a second. I bet there were some slaves in the field discussing their plans to invent a machine that would pick cotton instead of them and other slaves. The conversation probably went like this. Oh, Tom, what you say, Toby? Boy, I wish we had something to pick this here cotton instead of us. You mean a tool? A big tool. An engine. An engine that would split the shit and clean it. Do all the work for us. We'll call it the cotton engine. We'll be rich and free. Don't forget our freedom. Shit, I'm looking forward to our freedom. Trap master and that cotton engine. That thing, eat 'em alive. Grind 'em up like a wood chipper. Yeah, what y'all gotta say? We's taking our freedom. Not only that, we's taking this slave shit and shove it up masters in them ass. Grind the whole family in that cotton engine. Eli Whitney was probably standing by an oak tree listening to the conversation and thought, You know, those niggas might be onto something. But I would call it a cotton gin. Wait, did those niggas just conspire against their master and their master's family? Nah, I'm bugging. I'm bugging. But damn, they're about to kick me off of Spotify. Not for cursing, but for using the N word. But I thought we could use that word. Anyway, you know, I had this thought about Carter G. Woodson meeting MLK. But what if they met? I don't know if they ever met. I couldn't find anything where they may have met. That's because Carter died in like 1950. Plus, Carter founded Negro History Week in 1926. MLK was born like 3 years later. But Carter G. Woodson died in 1950. In 1950, according to the Library of Congress, MLK became NAACP administrator and co-founded the Leadership Conference on Civil Rights. MLK might have been just making a name for himself. I'm unsure, though. But 5 years later, according to the Library of Congress, in the summer of 1955, a surge of anti-black violence included the kidnapping and brutal murder of 14-year-old Emmett Till, a crime that provoked widespread and assertive protests from black and white Americans. By December 1955, the Montgomery, Alabama bus boycott, led by Martin Luther King Jr., began a protracted campaign of nonviolent civil disobedience to protest segregation that attracted national and international attention. Carter missed all of that. But I'm saying since Negro History Week was already in existence, MLK probably heard of Carter G. Woodson, but MLK was lesser known then, and Carter G. Woodson hadn't heard of MLK. Well, I said all of that to say this. Maybe if Carter G. Woodson had lived a little longer, like maybe 5 to 18 years longer, he probably would have officially made January MLK month or MLK week around MLK's birthday. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But according to visitmyrtlebeach.com, the Grand Strand celebrated Freedom Week from January 12th to 16th this year. That celebration recognized MLK and his dedication to service and justice, but there isn't any official MLK week or month honoring him. But in Ireland and the UK, they celebrate MLK in October. According to BBC.com, the first Black History Month in the UK took place in 1987, the 150th anniversary of the abolition of slavery in the Caribbean. It was arranged by, I'm sorry if I mess up this dude's name. It was arranged by Akiaba Adai Sebo. I'm sorry if I messed up his name. But he came to the UK from Ghana as a refugee in 1984. Like Woodson before him, he wanted to challenge racism and celebrate the history of Black people. October was chosen partly because it's traditionally a time when African leaders gather to talk about important issues, and partly because it was at the start of the school year. Bravo. According to NAACP.org, throughout the course of his life, Woodson published many books on Black history, including A Century of Negro Migration, 1918, The Education of the Negro Prior to 1861, 1919, The History of the Negro Church, 1921, The Negro in Our History, 1922, and his most famous book, The Miseducation of the Negro, 1933. Why does that sound familiar? The Miseducation, yeah, of Lauryn Hill. That's exactly where she got that from. And according to AJC.com, in The Miseducation of the Negro, Woodson wrote, "The educated Negroes have the attitude of contempt toward their own people because in their own, as well as in their mixed schools, Negroes are taught to admire the Hebrew, the Greek, the Latin, and the Teuton, and to despise the African. Race prejudice," he concluded, "is merely the logical resolution of tradition, the inevitable outcome of thorough instruction to the effect that the Negro has never contributed anything to the progress of mankind. Those who have no record of what their forebears have accomplished lose the inspiration which comes from the teaching of biography and history." Whew. He said a lot, and guess what? It still applies to this day, unfortunately. Carter G. Woodson was a genius in education. According to biography.com, Carter G. Woodson worked as a miner and sharecropper to help his family out as a young kid. But when he made it to high school, he finished the 4-year study in less than 2 years. That's because he educated himself as he grew older. Woodson attended Berea College in Kentucky. After attending Berea College, Woodson worked for the U.S. government as an education superintendent in the Philippines. He undertook more travels before returning stateside to continue his studies, earning his bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of Chicago. This dude is genius, I'm here to tell you. He received his doctorate from Harvard. You got to say it like that, I think. Well, he was only second black person to receive one. Only second to W.E.B. Du Bois. And he was a Q Dog, which was the first black professional fraternity. He helped found the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History in Chicago. He was the dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Howard University. He was a high school principal in the United States and a school supervisor in the Philippines. Dr. Carter G. Woodson, the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you for all of your accomplishments to this country and for founding different organizations for blacks and for founding the Negro History Week and for making history as well. Thank you to every black person who has contributed and are making great contributions to this country and this world. Oh, just because this is the last week in February, don't get it twisted. I celebrate Black history every day. Hell, I live it every day. Hell, a lot of black people celebrate Black history every day. It's what some of us do. Carter G. Woodson paved the way for us to officially celebrate black people, black Africans who contributed to the well-being of everyone on this earth, not just in the U.S., because contrary to popular belief, I am the head. Nah, but we are everywhere. Remember that. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck. Oh my God. Let me get out of here. Stay chill, y'all. I'll talk with you on Thursday on Just Listen. Then I'll talk to you again next Monday. I love you. I appreciate you. Take care. And we wish you love, peace, and soul. I got that from Soul Train. Peace. I love y'all. Peace, peace.